KAUM BEAX.
Horror films are supposed to scare us, creep us out, and make us feel uncomfortable. But sometimes, there is a film that goes so far outside of the norm and our comfort zone, that after we see it, we never want to see it again. In no particular order because they're all pretty hard to stomach, here are 10 disturbing horror films. But, before entering, just click on the like button, subscribe and also ring the sign in KAUM BEAX channel for those of you who like our content. This is disturbing horror movies you will never watch again, which we recommend for you to the first part.
KAUM BEAX.
I can't understand the reason for such cruelty.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Must have something to do with some obscure sexual right.
Why this disgusting horror film with very little substance and a whole lot of racist subtext is considered a classic at all is questioned by many. It's considered to be the first found footage film ever made, but some of its scenes are barely watchable. The movie details the last days of a film crew's trip to the Amazon and their blood-drenched experience with the natives. This film was banned in many countries and the director faced tons of criticism for killing real animals on film.
Horrible.
Completely unnecessary, right? Even the director said he wishes he had never made the movie. If you've stayed away from it so far, consider yourself lucky as the grandiose violence means absolutely nothing. If you watched it out of curiosity, then I bet you won't go there again.
Think of ourselves! We gotta get the film back home now! Think of it!
Frontiers.
Эй, отвези его в больницу!
Summary. Alone in a Paris plagued by deadly race riots, young, beautiful Yasmin is looking for a way out. In her desperation, she turns to her shady ex-boyfriend. Together with his two thug friends, they pull off a bold heist and head for the border. With the police close behind, they hide out in a seemingly peaceful inn. But the mysterious innkeeper is hiding a secret more terrifying than anything they could ever imagine. Trapped in an endless maze of tunnels crawling with hungry subhuman cannibals, they must fight to survive their bloody initiation into the innkeeper's evil family cult. Hostel. Director Eli Roth, torture porn king, made a huge splash in the indie circuit with this outrageously gory and torture-ridden horror film about 3 Americans traveling through Europe. These empty-headed, too old to be frat boys get caught up in a terrible game of human hunting, and the events that follow will never leave you once you've seen them. The torture scenes are drawn out to prolong the gruesomeness, but there is absolutely no payoff to any of them, so there is really no reason to ever see this unnecessarily violent movie ever again.
Are you ready? Yeah.
Insidious.
He's not in a coma.
This movie follows the strange and damn creepy events of a family haunted by a supernatural being that seems to follow the father wherever he goes. Sounds pretty typical, right? Not hardly. The jump scares are plenty. There's one of the most frightening demons you will ever see on film. And let's not even talk about the creepy dancing shadow. This film will scare you so bad, you'll think twice about watching it again if you ever do.
What is it?
Salt. Fed the dog.
The Woman.
What kind of cookie do you want?
The Woman is about a seemingly normal family who takes in the last remaining member of a cannibalistic tribe. It doesn't take long for you to see that the family might be more barbaric than the prisoner. The excessive gore usually revolving around cannibalism and a sexual assault performed by a child will ensure that you will never want to see this film more than once. Don't get me wrong, This film makes a serious statement about misogynistic behavior in the people we deem normal in everyday society. It's worth a watch, but only one once.
This is our project, and it's a secret.
What are we gonna do with her?
We're gonna help her. We're gonna train her, civilize her, free her from herself, from her baser instincts.
Kita mau ke Jakarta.
Macabre. Summary. Two newlyweds, Agi and Astrid, along with three of their best friends, decided to have an interstate road trip as a last attempt to reconcile Agi with his estranged little sister Ladya. Their trip is, however, abruptly interrupted when they run into Maya, a strange girl out of nowhere, who wanders aimlessly into their path. "I've been robbed" is all she has to say. The friends unanimously decided to give her a ride to her isolated house by the end of the woods. Maya introduces Agi and friends to her blue-blooded mother Dara, a woman of ageless enigma and few spoken words. Dara insists that their kindness should be repaid with a dinner feast. This is where the night turns into a crimson hell for the six friends, who find themselves trapped and hunted down by Dara and her cult-like family of her three deadly protégés, born and raised to systematically eliminate unsuspecting passers-by for one nefarious reason. Slaughtered one by one, everybody will bleed. The darkest of nights never looked so red.
C'est pas une. Franchement, Antoine.
Martyrs.
C'est chiant.
Well, let's slice through the hype and make it clear that French fear flick Martyrs isn't the anything. It is, however, one of the most extreme pictures ever made, one of the finest horror movies of the last decade. It's also one of the hardest films to review. Why? Because what begins as an archetypal genre piece soon twists and snaps in unexpected directions. Its dizzying plunges down midnight black rabbit holes, keeping viewers disorientated and vulnerable.
Oui, mes amis, la première à avoir rapporté ce qu'elle a vu. Entre midi 15 et 14.
Meat Grinder. The story of Sweeney Todd gets a grisly Thai makeover in horror film Meat Grinder. Bus runs a noodle stall with a very secret recipe. Human flesh seasoned with spices. The mysterious voices in Bus' head try to keep her on the straight and narrow. But as her stall gains success, demand for her noodles increases and the voices grow darker. The victims begin to pile up at her slaughterhouse.
ตอนเนี้ยนายประวิตรและพี่เลี้ยงเด็กที่ชื่ออ้อยอยู่ที่ไหน
เฮ้ยไอ้น้อง
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Time when even the guilty.
The Girl Next Door. The Girl Next Door is a horrific story about a woman who sexually, physically, and mentally tortures a young girl who is staying at her residence. Another film entitled An American Crime stayed close to the actual, terrible event. Yes, some of the things in the film did happen to a poor young girl when she was staying with a psychopath while her parents ran off and joined the circus literally. If seeing a girl being sexually assaulted with a Coke bottle and watching children torture another child isn't enough to stop you from watching a film twice, nothing will.
Maybe this confessing isn't such a kid's game after all. I can hear it from the one of you, or I can hear it from the other. You just think about that.
What are we gonna do on your birthday?
The Exorcist. The Exorcist is known as one of the scariest films of all time. While most people don't debate that, what they do debate is its watchability. Many people have said that they chose to sit through it once for curiosity, but what they saw was so terrifying that they never wanted to see it again. Maybe it was the sight of a little girl masturbating with a crucifix or of her head spinning a full 360 degrees. It also might have been the spider crawl Regan did down the stairs. There are plenty of reasons why you'd never watch this classic horror film more than once.
KAUM BEAX.
That's some horror movies that you won't watch more than once. If you would like to recommend another movie to us whose title is not yet listed, please write it in the comments box, and wait for the next KAUM BEAX video.